Test. Okay. So this is a Bitcoin worst scenario. If you check the price of Bitcoin, this reminds me a bit the structure of South Sea bubble. The South Sea bubble was a bubble stock which the British Empire had in the 18th century, and they have a complete structure. Well, the British made a joint stock company called the South Sea Company that was founded in 1711. What we are about to analyze is that Bitcoin maybe following the same pattern, the pattern of the South Sea bubble. So if you see this pattern here, the pattern of the South Sea bubble, you will see that Bitcoin doesn't look quite bullish at all, and it went back all the way that to the area of the high it was years ago. So Bitcoin waited 1, 2, 3, 4 years to come back to this previous resistance that now is going to be retested. So we are trying to create that here and to explain the worst case scenario. If this case scenario turns up correct, it means that Bitcoin could crash hugely in the next 60 days. So if you see that the story of the South Sea bubble, this bubble was created almost in the 18th century, and the structure of this bubble, it was the same that is here, where we have even Newton with his friends were investing in this stock, and it has this parabolic structure here. Let me check here now, go back to the cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin is making a different pattern, but what happens if I change to the log scale? You see, the log scale is showing a different chart here, which is the same structure we are here now. We have seen one correction, second correction, and third. We have one correction, second correction, and third. And you see that maybe in the logarithmic scale, we are seeing almost the same pattern that the South Sea bubble occurred in the 18th century with the Bitcoin chart, with the Bitcoin logarithmic scale weekly chart. And there was a very famous article. Let me check here with all the structure of the bubbles that I found by accident. And you will see here that all the bubbles in history made a peak between the 3rd and 6th and even 8 months from the peak. So the closest bubble to the Bitcoin chart is the South Sea bubble, explaining the Bitcoin chart on the weekly basis and on the using the log scale. And if you check that, it's the same pattern. And the peak took place. You see here, this is an article. This is page 1, and this article is called. Its name is "What Causes Asset Bubbles." So you have the blue line, and the blue line is the Mississippi bubble. It's one of them. You have the South Sea bubble, which is the bubble right here. So if you check the blue line, which is also very, very similar and almost in the same century, you will see that they have a peak here, and they have a peak, and the high occurs between 3 and 6 up to 8 months from the peak. You have that peak, and they have the area when it moves very close to the peak of the bubble. So this is very old Bitcoin chart because this very interesting analysis went from 2014 up to December of 2017. So let's go back to the charts. The bubble was 60 times the price of the Bitcoin price at that time, which was 2017, was 60 times this multiple of the starting price of the price of 2014. So we have this chart should be updated way above higher this level. But if you go back to the chart here and remove the log scale, you will see that we went, this is not quite bullish. You will see that Bitcoin real no store of wealth, no real hedge against inflation, and it went back like a shitcoin. It went back all these years of waiting, and it spent all these years back to this level. So it went back years and years to the past. So the structure of the South Sea stock and the Mississippi bubble is really looking similar. If I go to the log scale and move it here, 1, 2, 3, and you have 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 stocks, and now we have the peak. In Bitcoin, you have the Bitcoin peak here, which was around last year. At the end of last year, we have between 3 to 8 months for the impressive correction. So if you remove the log scale, this is implying that Bitcoin could die between now and August should the price of Bitcoin continues to go down forever. It's very fascinating because the month is starting to look that the month is August, and August is the month where China is going to launch a new blockchain. And a beta version of the new blockchain called the BSN Spartan Network is expected to be released on August 31, according to He Fan, Chief Executive of the Red Day Technology at the BSN Summit in Hong Kong. So this news was from May 24, 2022. So we have multiple signals that more pain is ahead for Bitcoin. Let me continue with the update. You will see that here all the people is following the Bitcoin rainbow price chart, which is a way to express that Bitcoin should be quite low here. It will be the low in the blue line, and this is the log scale formula following an exponential pattern. So if we fail this area, the blue one around here for August 27, maybe 18, I believe we are out of the pattern, and it will be confirmed that we are going to go down, continue to go down. And the forward curves of the interest rate in US dollar is showing that we have a crash, and it have interest rates going up, and it hasn't stopped. We are in the middle here. All the pain is being priced in the forward curves up to at the end of this year. So the second semester, it looks quite bullish for the US dollar. And if you switch to the European market data, you will see that in the forward curves, really there are signals that the central bank will not fight, and they will not fight enough to follow the US dollar rates. So this is the situation right now. You see that the steel market is pricing that the euro will not reach the structure of the US dollar, so the euro is risking a correction ahead, maybe at 10%, because they failed to defend the parity, and they could continue to go down. This is the risk. So if you have to believe in the worst case scenario for Bitcoin, if Bitcoin goes down below 80k, it means that this epic analysis of the structure of bubble was correct. So this is the update. So stay very close, follow very close the level of 18 and 19k, because this is a lifetime moment. This is a case of life-death scenario for Bitcoin. Thank you.